Hey y'all, today we're gonna make slow cooker garlic chicken in our Ninja Foodi, all while having a whole lot of fun.
Chicken dinner's a winner. Hi, and welcome back to another edition of Cooking Chris's Dishes with the good old boy, where we're cooking up dishes straight from recipes.crock.com, my beautiful wife's website. And today we're cooking from our camper kitchen again, and we're going to use the Ninja Foodi yet again to cook some garlic chicken. Aunt Lou says that her husband Michael makes a wonderful garlic chicken, and she thought, I wonder if we could adapt that to a slow cooker recipe, and sure enough, you can. And I'm going to go a little step further, and I'm going to see if I can play with our Ninja Foodi, because I have not had a chance to mess with this thing really, and I'm kind of excited. Chris is like, hey, why don't you take a recipe today, do Lou's garlic chicken? I'm going to go outside, and she's on a call right now, so while she's on the call, I'm doing the cooking, and then on her way out, she says, oh, by the way, you might have to wash a couple dishes in order to get this ready. I don't think she wanted me to cook anything, she just wanted me to do the dishes. So, before I get to the dishes, we're going to get to dinner. And what you need for this recipe are the following ingredients. You need chicken. 5 pounds of chicken. These are bone-in thighs is what Lou recommends. You could use boneless thighs, you could use chicken breasts. I don't know how it's going to turn out because she used thighs and that's what we're going to use. These are bone-in thighs with the skin still on them. Lou's the boss of this recipe, so I got to do what she says. She's going to watch this now and giggle because, ha ha ha, she thinks she's the boss. So, 5 pounds of chicken. This is going to make a mess of chicken. If you don't want to use it, cut everything in half and do it the same way. Now, other than your chicken, you're going to need, and I'll let y'all see this. This is our overhead camera while we're in the trailer. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of melted, or 2 tablespoons of butter that you're going to have in your slow cooker or in your frying pan, however you want to brown up your chicken. I kind of used a little bit more butter since I'm splitting it up. You also want to have, I totally forgot to turn this camera on. Oh goodness, I'm a professional. You want to have a cup, which is 2 sticks of melted butter, which we'll get to that here in a minute. And then you also want to have your overhead camera on, and you want to have 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. You want to have 2 teaspoons of garlic salt. You want to have 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Then you want to have 1 teaspoon of parsley flakes. You want to have 1 teaspoon of dried cilantro leaves. You want 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And then you want 1/4 teaspoon, there it is, of ground red pepper, like a cayenne pepper, something like that. And that's going to add a little bit of heat to the dish. 1/4 teaspoon is going to go a long, long way, even in 5 pounds of chicken. If you don't want the spicy, just cut out the red pepper, and you're going to be fine. But I think a little heat with this garlic is going to taste really good. So in my Foodi, I've got my 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to try and do this without knocking that over. And I'm going to place my chicken in there. Make sure I get the chicken all good and coated with that butter. And I'm going to split this in half because I don't want to crowd my chicken, but I think I can do this half and half here. And you want to saute your chicken in that butter for 3 minutes per side. You don't want to walk away from this because you don't want to scorch your chicken. You also don't want to touch the chicken. Let it go for the 3 minutes and then flip it over to get that really good browning feature. Let me wash my hands real quick. I'll brown up the rest of this chicken over in this skillet, just so I don't have to do this in 2 batches in the Foodi. You could do it all, I would think you could do it all in one time. Let's say if we were using our Ninja multi-cooker or any kind of a multi-cooker that has a saute feature on it, we could probably get all that chicken in one, but then I wouldn't be able to play with the Foodi. So I'm going to split it up like that because there's a couple features I want to mess with on this Foodi to see if I can do this dish. I could do this in 2 stages. I could brown this chicken, pull it out, put in a little bit more butter, put in the rest of the chicken, brown it, and do the same thing before I go on. But I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit by browning this here, and I'll brown the rest of the chicken over there. And, well, for you, you'll see me with washed hands and brown chicken in a snap in 3, 2, 1. All right, so I've flipped my chicken. It's browning on the bottom side now, but let me show you what happens whenever you brown that chicken. We're gonna look here in the Foodi first. Check this out, y'all. Look at that. See that brown, crispy, oh, a little steamy there. Brown and crispy. Let's go over to the stove. And you can see it here as well. Now you're not looking to fry this chicken and cook it up all the way. All you're wanting to do is to get it browned up, get it crisped up, you know, and it's going to add that, the little brown bits in the bottom that have a lot of flavor. That butter's going to soak into the skin of that chicken and crisp it up before you slow cook it. So while that's cooking on the bottom side, I'm going to take my cup of butter and I'm going to add all my spices. You got that garlic powder, that garlic salt, that cilantro, that onion powder. Let's see if I can use the back side of this knife to scrape this off. And I want to add all of that into, well, I want to add it into my bowl. You know, I put this on this cutting board so it would look all pretty for y'all, but it's not really something to pour off of, so maybe this was not the best idea. I'm making a mess. I'm going to have Cris clean that up later. Yeah, probably not going to happen, right? Let me see if there's a better way to do this. Probably not. Go that way. But anyway, what you want to do, other than make a giant mess in your kitchen, is take all your spices that you have there and put it in with your cup of butter. And stir it all together. All of those spices. Your red pepper, your pepper, your parsley, and then that warm butter, the smell's already coming out. You could definitely smell the garlic between the garlic powder and the garlic salt. You could probably use like freeze-dried garlic, or if you wanted to use just regular garlic cloves, you probably could. But again, we're doing it just like Aunt Lou said, and I don't want to deviate from Aunt Lou's recipe, because then I'd have to hear about it. Once you get that all mixed up, and your chicken is all sauteed up, which this all is, I'm going to take what I fried up in the pan and transfer it with all those juices and all the rest of that butter into my slow cooker, my Foodi, my whatever I got, and then take my butter with all those spices and just evenly pour it over the top. Oh my goodness, yes. That looks amazing already. I want to eat it, but I can't because, you know, chicken's not cooked all the way through yet. So, now, what I want to do, other than salivate like I am, is I'm going to cover this up with my Foodi lid, just like that. This is the top lid. This is not the pressure cooker lid, because I'm not going to pressure cook this. I'm going to do it on the slow version. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to cook it on low for 4 hours. So slow cook. I'm learning as we go here, but I guess I got to keep the lid open for this. So what am I doing wrong? Is the pressure cooker lid also the slow cook lid? Oh. Mara, I said I haven't had a chance to use this thing yet. I had to go ask the expert. I'll be right back. Okay, so, y'all know I'm not perfect. I was wrong. This is strictly for broiling and air frying. You want to use the pressure cooker lid on this and set it on there, just like that, and make sure you've got it set to vent. You don't want it sealed. Again, we're not pressure cooking this. We're going to slow cook it. So slow for 4 hours. This thing only goes down to 6 hours on the slow cook feature. So I want to make sure and set a timer for 4 hours on it. So pressure cooker lid, also the slow cooker lid, set it to vent. Set it for 6 hours on low, is as far as you can go down on the Foodi. So I'm going to go Okay, Google, set an alarm for 4 hours. There we go. So in 4 hours, we're going to come back and we're going to try this chicken that hopefully I've done right in the Foodi. One thing I'll say though is I'm trying to do this in the Foodi because there's one more step that I'm going to add at the end. I'm going to try to broil the tops and brown them again and maybe crisp them up a little bit after they've sat in that butter for that long of a time. If you want to do this in a normal slow cooker, a regular, like a ceramic crock, you totally can. You're just going to have to brown your chicken beforehand in a skillet, or if you've got one of the multi-cookers like Ninja or Cuisinart or Crock pot, you can brown it right there and then put everything in at the same time, and you should be able to cook all your chicken at one time. But again, I wanted to play and evidently mess up with the Foodi, so we're going to come back in 4 hours and see just how well I did. In 3, 2, 1. And our 4 hours have come and gone, and now it's time to check our chicken. So we'll take that lid, twist it off. Remember, we don't vent, or we leave it venting rather. We leave it venting. We don't want that to seal. That way we're slow cooking, not pressure cooking. And this is what it looks like after 4 hours. You see that chicken, how it browned up from when we did the saute feature? And that's been soaking in that butter, that spicy butter mix for the last 4 hours. I can tell you right now, it smells amazing in here, really garlicky. So what I want to do is I want to remove my chicken from the pot. So I'm going to do that hopefully relatively quickly. I probably should have grabbed some tongs to do this, but as you can see, I got all them dishes done in the last 4 hours. There's a lot of hard work getting them dishes done, let me tell you. But I guess this will be my reward for working hard at getting them dishes done, is eating this chicken. So what I'll do is get them out of there. Oh my goodness, that smells so good. Get that little piece of skin right there. Alright, I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm a little cramped in the trailer, so I've got to find a spot. Alright, we got it. And now what I want to do is I want to remove the pot. Ha 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 ha! I want to use something to cover my fingers in order to remove that pot. Hey, by the way, that pot's going to be hot, especially after 4 hours of slow cooking. Alright, so I'll take my pot and I want to empty out the bowl, or the pot, and just dump that excess butter and the juices from that chicken, that stock. I bet that would go really good in a soup if you wanted to save it. Maybe add that to flavor your chicken soup. A little spicy. All that garlic and onion flavor. We'll see. Whatever you want to do. It's your kitchen. In my kitchen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that empty pot, put it back, and I'm going to take my broiling rack and put it right in there. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to take my chicken and I'm going to go skin side up with it. I'm wondering if I can get lucky and get all those in there at one time. A 2. Oh, a 3. That chicken tried to get away. A 4. Aki's down there just staring at me right now, just hoping that I drop one of these chicken thighs. Ain't gonna happen, Captain. This is our dinner tonight. I think I can get those in there if I move them around just right. I think I can get all these thighs to fit there all at the same time. Because all I want to do, if you saw in the post where Lou said that you can toss your chicken in the broiler when you're done, and that'll re-crisp up that skin, especially with all that butter that's on there. So I am going to see, as long as I can get that little guy down there, I'm going to see if maybe I can use the broiler feature on this and crisp up that chicken. Well, my thumb tastes good, I know that much. So let me move this over here out of the way. Now, I'm new at this, so bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and shut this part off. Stop it. And then I'm going to go to broil. I wonder if I should do broil or air crisp, because Cris did the biscuits, the Cheddar Bay biscuits with the air crisp feature. Let's do that. Let's do the air crisp feature. And we'll go I wouldn't think it's going to take long. So I'm going to go at 360, and I'm going to do it for 5 minutes. And we're going to see if we can crisp that skin back up. And I'll tell you what happened in 3, 2, 1. And we actually did it for about 7 minutes. I checked it when it got close to 5, and I know you're not supposed to open the lid until you're done, but I wanted to check it, and they were pretty crisp, but I thought maybe 2 more minutes would work, so we're about to find out. Let's open the lid. Oh, look at that. And hear that sizzle? Oh my goodness, yes. Oh look, right on top. Was that one piece of skin I pulled out? Oh, it's hot. That's crispy. That's good. Alright. Let's pop this out of here and actually try a piece of chicken, what do you think? This one's calling my name. Oh yeah, it's hissing. But if you can look, I'll come up to you and show you again. Check this out. Check that piece of chicken out right here, y'all. Ooh, kick the camera. Look at it, it's golden brown on the outside. That skin, hear that, is crisped back up. And it may look good, and it may smell good, but I want to see if it tastes good. So let me cut into this chicken. Oh yeah, and they're done on the inside, which is always a good thing. You want your chicken to be done. Let me cut off a piece here with that skin. It's going to be hot too, so be careful. Oh man. It's really hot, temperature wise. It's so good. Oh, a little piece of gristle on that one. Now, when I put this recipe together, the first thing I thought of was, holy moly, that's a lot of garlic, between the tablespoon of garlic and then you've got your garlic salt. But distributed through 5 pounds of chicken, it really, I mean, it's there. The garlic is there, the onion is there. That's all the salt it needed, was that garlic salt too. I don't think I would add any more salt to that, because there's enough flavor in there between the garlic and the onion and a little bit in the cilantro. And that red pepper that we put in there, it adds a little bit of heat. There's like a little spice on the back end, but nothing to scare you away. It's kind of a warming feature with that flavor. But crisping that skin up in the Foodi, you could also do it in the oven. Do it with your broiler if you want to. But with this Foodi, I wanted to see if I could do 2 things at the same time with this, and all I had to do was empty out the stock. And the other thing was, I was thinking, wow, that's a lot of butter. Guess what? That's a lot of butter. And it works. It cooks that chicken, and it's really, really juicy. Of course, we're using thighs, so it's going to be juicy anyway, but it's like really buttery juicy. And then you've got that garlic flavor and that onion flavor and all those other spices that just make this absolutely fantastic. So much so that I'm going to take a break from this and eat some more. Give me just a moment here to reward myself for cooking this wonderful chicken and doing all those dishes. Aunt Lou, good job. That is a winner. That is super, super good. That would go good with mashed potatoes, green beans. You could even like maybe put it over a bed of noodles and maybe, you know, put those noodles, some of that stock in that noodles, that butter stock that was there in with those noodles, and give it a toss. Holy moly. Now that's giving me some more ideas. But y'all, that is really, really good. Really, really good. In fact, it's a triple biter. Round of applause for Aunt Lou, everybody. Good job, Lou. That's the kind of stuff you want to see on the blog, and that's the kind of stuff that we put up all the time. And if y'all like what you're seeing here, give us a thumbs up down below. And if you have not become a member of the Crock Posse, which is our slow cooking, foodie loving, fun loving, RV traveling, it's growing. Your resume is growing just being a part of the Crock Posse. But all you got to do is click that little button called the subscribe button down below, and you're a part of the family we call the Crock Posse. Also click that little bell next to it, we call it ding-a-ling, and that'll let you know as soon as we put up a new video, and we put up quite a few every week. And whatever y'all do, laugh often, eat good food, and speak life. Now, me and this chicken have got a meeting. A meeting to be eaten. Bye, y'all. Well, I guess I'll do the dishes now, see if I can get that part right.
Dad, did you say that Mom asked you to do the dishes?
Delegation of responsibility, dear child. Delegation of responsibility.
If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the Patreon link below.